Okay.
Eric.
Wow.
Uh-oh, what does this mean? Go away.
Okay. Meeting is now streaming live on YouTube. Really? Okay, John has his tricks up his sleeves.
Yep.
That's
I'm
new.
doing that. Yeah, and I'm doing that so that people can see things faster before I get to editing.
Oh, nice,
Okay.
John. That's a nice. We have to make sure that people, well, we don't want to discourage anybody from coming, but we need to let folks know. That'll bring a whole different audience. We'll have a national audience. Just think.
I won't be on that one.
International. Everybody can get YouTube.
Yeah.
Nice. Just leave it to John. Hello there, Kevin. Is that you, Kevin K? Maybe his audio hasn't come on yet.
And he's still on mute.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hey there, Kevin.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Donna. Hi, Pat.
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
I'm good. It's nice to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Mhm.
How's your wife? How's she doing?
She's doing all right. She's out in the garden right now, which is where she
Okay.
loves to be. So,
Okay.
so she's been doing all right. Thanks for asking.
Beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to be outside. We'll have many, many, many more of these.
Yeah.
Always wonderful to be this time of year. We're going to wait a few minutes.
Kim just text me and says, I don't know why you can't hear me.
Is she on mute?
She may need to disconnect and reconnect. And then also under audio settings, making sure that the microphone may be changing which microphone.
Okay. I'll
She may be able to hear me right now.
Yeah, Kim, can you hear him?
Well, I lost you guys for a minute.
Oh, she said yes, she can hear. Okay.
Okay. But we can't hear her.
Mhm.
Oh, Vivian did respond to me.
Okay.
She said no worries. I could let her know. I don't know what the YouTube address is.
Of what they were for. Here she is.
Oh, I heard you, Kim.
All
Kim?
right.
Okay.
That was weird. I lost you guys. You just disappeared.
Okay.
I can see you and Donna.
Yeah, we're back.
There's Sam. There's Calvin, Melvin, and Tina.
Hello.
Hi. Just wait a couple of minutes.
Am I supposed to be able to see other people?
I guess only if you're on there. John just put us on gallery.
Oh, okay.
You can control that. When we get started, you'll just see Pat.
Okay.
And slides.
Pressing against the priest's windpipe. An enraged, spectral Jeremy stood at his back, choking him with his sword.
Kim, Elise says she's on. She'll just listen.
She can post.
Oh, here she comes.
People can post in the chat. We'll just have a good time. Another minute or so. Well, Vivian did respond. At least I know I have the right number.
Okay.
Just said Elise left.
Okay.
Something might be happening with her.
She's trying to get on from her phone, she said.
Did you say Kim got in?
I can see you shaking your head, so you can hear us.
I can hear you.
Yeah. So Kim, if you have anything, you could just go in the chat, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hi there, Mel, Gwen, and Tina. Happy day to you too. All right, I think we'll get started. John, how do you feel about that? Okay. All righty. Good
Okay.
evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. How's everybody doing this evening, this beautiful Sunday?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
May
Good.
19th, 2020. I'll start again. Good evening. This beautiful Sunday evening, May 19th, 2024. Can we ask for a more beautiful day? I'm Donna White, and this is my co-host, John Dutton. Hi, John. And we're here, and we're Moreland neighbors, and we're here to welcome you to Witness to History. Tonight, I'm happy to say that we have as our guest a longtime resident of Moreland here in the Shaker community, Pat Lanzy. Hello there, Pat.
Hello, hello everyone.
Yes, how are you doing this evening?
Doing great. Glad to see everyone.
Good. For those who might be joining us for the first time, Witness to History began in July of 2020 as a way for Moreland neighbors to stay connected to each other during the pandemic. And here we are in 2024. We did not have this idea that we'd still be here in 4 years, and we don't have really any end in sight. But as you see, the scrolling of our neighbors who have been interviewed over these 4 years. And I want to say initially, John had a banner that went across the top of the Witness to History, and then it expanded to fill the page. And so, we will continue to grow closer to our neighbors through Witness to History. I always want to offer thank yous to everybody who makes this happen. Theo Darden with the City of Shaker keeps everybody posted about our events. Megan Hayes, who I'm sure will, log in, is our history librarian at the Shaker Library, and she'll post all of the interviews on the library website. Kevin Kay, who's with us every month, and this idea of Witness to History came from Kevin. Came from Kevin in a conversation. What do we do during the pandemic? And here we are. And to my amazing partner, John Dutton, who makes all of this look so easy, but only he can do what he does. Okay, so without further ado, welcome again, Pat, and thank you so much for agreeing to be our guest this evening.
Well,
Pat,
thank you. Glad to be here.
yes, yes, yes. We're going to have a wonderful conversation. Many of you are going to know the story that Pat will tell, and many of you won't. And I want to start off like I always do, like I always do. And I'd like to ask you why and when did you move to Shaker Heights and specifically to the Moreland neighborhood?
Okay. I lived in Shaker Heights, before I moved to Moreland, but I moved to Moreland in this house in 1979.
Mm.
And one of the reasons I moved was because of the school system. I
Mhm.
wanted my daughter to go to a really good school system. And I'm glad I did because she has met some really, really good friends and for the community. And Rachel and who's her friend? Rachel, Nirvana, Kenny,
Mhm.
um, the Anderson girls. She's met some really good friends, lifelong friends. She's still friends with these people. So that was one of the reasons, the community and the school, that I moved to Shaker.
Yes. And I guess the beauty of the neighborhood as well. So we have pictures here of your yard, and you live where? Where do you live?
I live on Nicholas.
You live on
On
Nicholas.
Nicholas. It's only a couple of houses on Nicholas.
Yes,
Like
yes.
7 houses. Yeah.
Nicholas is a unique street. It really is, because of the architecture of the houses. It's a short block between Lee
Yeah.
Road and Shelton, and everybody knows Nicholas. Everybody in the neighborhood knows Nicholas. Everybody else outside the neighborhood don't know Nicholas. It's a nice secret. It's a nice secret. Who took this picture in your backyard? Yard?
So this is my backyard. I have a little fish pond in the backyard. And that idea came from, because I have a two family, and it came
Mhm.
from one of the tenants that used to live here, Sharon Curry. She
Mhm.
was a tenant, and she came up with the idea of the fish pond. So once she moved, I kind of played on that because she had like a pond with the fish. So I had it dug out and put in a real fish pond and bought the fish. And they live amazingly every year. I cover it up with plywood. And then in the spring, I take it off and I hope they live. And they live. It's amazing.
Wow, that's something. Now, who's this in the picture in your backyard?
Now, my sister lives in downstairs, and that's her son, my nephew. So
Okay.
that's a picture of my sister and my nephew, Roland and Riona.
All
And I
righty.
think many of the neighbors don't know Riona because she doesn't go out much, but that's my sister.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll know her through these pictures.
Yeah.
Actually, I want you to go a little bit earlier than that. Where did you grow up?
Donna, we knew each other because I grew up in on Kinsman on 144th. You and
Oh,
I shared the same best friend. She was your best friend and my best friend, Vivian. So I
yes.
knew you and your sister Donna. I mean
Diane.
Diane.
Mhm.
Yeah, we went to Adams, and I went to Kennedy because
Yes.
they was just built. So we both went to Rickoff and
Yeah.
then Hamilton. So yeah, so I knew you from way back there.
Yes. Yes. So when I moved to Shaker and I said, okay, I'm home. I'm seeing people I know, who live in the neighborhood. So it really,
Right,
really affirming to know that my choice was something that people I knew many years ago had made choices before I even came to Shaker. So, it's always been wonderful to know that you're not only in the neighborhood, right around the corner, right around the.
right.
Yes, yes. So we're going to go back a little bit further. And we're going to scroll
Okay.
through some beautiful pictures of your family. Tell us who's in this picture.
That's me and my baby brother,
Oh,
Napoleon. Uh-huh.
oh,
And he went to OU with Vivian. You went to Ohio State, right? He went to OU, and he moved to Atlanta, and he passed away about 25 years ago. But
mm,
that's a picture of me and my brother. Mhm.
oh. And the Christmas tree in the back is going to come back into some other pictures. I know that we're going to see, as we scroll through because I know you really like Christmas. So take us through the story of your family. We have wonderful family pictures that you can share with
It
us.
was my brother, and he married, and he has three sons. And my sister has one son, and my grandson and my daughter. So our family's kind of small, but we do a lot of family get-togethers together. My nephew still live in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
and my grandson moved to California, but we still all get together.
Okay. Nice places to
So
visit.
that is what's most important to me now is my friends and my family. And that's a
Yes.
picture of family. That's my brother, and then his wife Helen, and my daughter Shelly, and my mom, and my
Mhm.
sister Ree, and then me. And that must be rolling in my brother's three kids. Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they
Nice.
were all babies. They're all grown now.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. These pictures are beautiful. These are beautiful. I think we have more family pictures.
And that's my mom again and Shelly. And that's one of my childhood friends at the end, Sharon. She's on one of the school pictures. She went to Rickoff. We went to Hamilton, and then Kennedy, and we do big. Well, we've gone to Arizona together, and 2 weeks ago we met in Georgia, and we all shared a house together. So she's one of my old friends as well.
Nice, nice, nice. And if anybody doesn't know where Rickoff, everybody around the table here know where Rickoff Elementary School is. Here it
There's
is.
Rick off. Yeah,
There's Rickoff. It's
I'm
almost
up.
like the elementary pictures. Tell us who we can recognize in this picture.
Well, I'm up at the top,
Hmm.
right, and then Sharon, the picture you just saw, she's in the bottom on the right.
Okay, okay.
But I
Oh,
don't see her. You got to move it over a little, John.
I see the arrow.
Yeah, the arrow. Well, Sharon's in there too. And
Okay.
then another friend, Kathy, we're still good friends. And Marsha Evans is in there. So I'm still friends with a lot of these people.
It's wonderful. That's
Yeah.
unique. That's unique. To be able to say you really have childhood friends that you're still close to and still travel with. That's a
Yeah.
wonderful story. And your family is so important to you. We have other, I think, picture of you and your father.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah. We were at church. I was active at church. So that's my father and me at a church event. I was a member of Shaker Heights Community Church for many, many, many years.
Hmm. And I think
Like I said, family and friends are very important.
hmm
And that's
hmm
my sister and myself. My sister-in-law bought a house in Florida, a beach house. So we would go to the beach house. Everybody would pile in. And that was a picture in Rosemary Beach. That was a picture of us in Rosemary Beach.
Okay, now your sister-in-law is in Atlanta.
She lives in Atlanta now, but she
Okay,
bought a beach house in Rosemary Beach, Florida.
these places
Mhm.
to go. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. So I can just tell everybody that we're going to learn more about family and we're going to travel with Pat because travel far and wide. That is for sure. So tell us a bit more. I know that we have pictures of your grandson and your
Mhm.
adopted grandson as well.
Yes. Now that's a picture of my mom and
Mhm.
Shelly. She's on the line. And that's my grandson when he must have been about 3 months old, and
Okay.
myself. And a picture in the bottom, he must have been about 12,
Okay.
and myself and my daughter,
Now,
Shelly.
did your grandson grow up here in Shaker?
No, he went to Benedictine.
Okay.
Well, you know what? He did. He stayed with me a lot, so you might as well say he grew up in Shaker.
Okay. Okay. And
He
and
stayed with me a lot.
Shelly, you can chime in anytime, okay? Yeah, let everybody know who you are here, Shelly.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
here.
Okay, okay, good. These are wonderful pictures of your son.
That's myself and Evan. And that's Evan in the middle when he graduated from Benedictine.
Hmm.
And the other picture is Shelly, his mom,
Yes.
and Evan when he graduated from Berry University in Miami, Florida.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Look at that smile on his mother's face. This is that time of year right now, too. That's wonderful. Congratulations. And what did your grandson pursue? What?
He got a degree in fine arts, and his
Hmm.
career, he's really still working on it, trying to get into the footwear design. So he
Mm,
went to Berry, he went to FITM, which is Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandise, which was in Los Angeles. And he
mhm,
also went to a school in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands for footwear
mhm.
design.
Wow. Well, I'm sure he's going to have a very successful career. He's pursuing it. And I
He's
think we have,
pursuing it.
yes, I think we have another picture of your grandson in the Netherlands. Is that part of this group of
Yes.
pictures? No. Okay. John said no. It's a little bit later. Okay. Okay. All right. So you went to Rickoff, Hamilton, Adams, and your education is very important to you. But I want to ask you something also because well, we'll go to the next slide and then I'll interject something, after that to ask you a question just about your career. Oh,
Okay. Oh,
okay.
that's my little adopted grandson. So we
Mhm.
utilize all the facilities in Shaker. The one at
Mm,
the top, we were at Thornton Park. The one at the bottom, we were in the library, Shaker Library. The one at the top, we were at Shelton Park.
mhm.
So all the facilities in Shaker, he's been to.
How old is your adopted grandson now?
He's 13, and he just was inducted into the National Honor Society.
Oh,
They had the
wonderful.
program Friday.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's nice. Here he
Oh,
is.
yeah, that's at Shelton Park. And the other one was he was at a chess tournament. He plays chess. And
Mm.
so he was in a chess tournament.
Oh, nice. And he's young. Who knows? We may be reading about him. That's so okay. So let's go on with the pictures, and then I'm going to, you know, talk a little bit about the work that you've done. But I think
Mhm.
the picture in here about, high school and college for you.
Okay. Okay, that is a picture at the new Kennedy because I
Mm-hmm.
graduated and sometimes I do substitute work and I was subbing at Kennedy. I thought, let me take a picture of my old school. I mean, but it's the new school. So I just took a picture of home of the Eagles right there when I was
Mm.
at Kennedy, at the new Kennedy.
Oh, that's nice. I haven't been in there. And then let's talk a little bit about what you did after high school, because you had
Well,
quite a career for a long
well,
time before even you went to Hiram. So tell us about that.
well, after high school, I went to Ohio Bell. And at Ohio Bell, I started off as information operator. And that's what they were hiring most of the women for.
Mhm.
So then I got a promotion. At the time, they were trying to diversify between the male jobs and the female jobs. So it was a plant, they call it a plant job in the central office. So
Mhm.
I transferred into the plant job and I worked at 750 and it was different because you wear tool belt, you connect the wires and connect circuits. And so I did that. And then I went to what was called electronic switching, where we had to learn how to read blueprints. And I went to school for that in Columbus for Ohio Bell for about a year to learn how to do that, to do the switching and all that. So I stayed with Ohio Bell I retired in 30 years when I had 30 years.
Okay.
So then I went to Children and Family Services as a social worker because my
Mhm.
degree was in social work. But after about a year, one of the managers said, we don't have many people that's trained for these jobs. And can you just come back until we can get some more people trained? So I worked in a group of guys. They were all very conservative. I was the only liberal. We had these discussions every single day. So when they found out I was coming back, they put my name on a computer and would let nobody else sit in that pot so they could have arguments with me again. I think I was the only female in that pot as well.
Okay.
So then one of the guys said, well, you know what? Why don't you just get hired back and you can quit anytime you want? Because it
Mm.
was supposed to only been temporary until they hired more people. So
Mhm.
I got hired back. I was only going to say temporary, but I ended up staying 11 years. They bridged my time. So I ended up retiring with 41 years
Wow. That's quite a story.
from the central offices. So I worked in, like on Milverton, that's the central office. I
Yeah.
worked in there and I worked in the one in Beechwood on Richmond. And
Oh.
um, okay. So
Mm.
I worked in that one. That was the last one.
Oh.
But when I was at Beechwood, I was going to law school and the manager said, you got to go on evenings, 10 to 7. Well, I was in school and school started at 6. I really couldn't do that. I didn't want to quit school. So I transferred, and one of the managers downtown was a good friend. She was one of the 13 women that was hired when we went to the plant job. So I
Mm.
went back downtown, and that's how I retired from
Wow.
downtown.
That's
And then we
amazing.
were doing the cell sites because the cell phones were out. So what we did was test the circuits when the cell sites went out and dispatch either the trouble in or out. So it was a troubleshooter for the cell site.
How interesting. How interesting. Yes, and you said 41 years to me, when we were having our conversation. And then you said, I retired after 30 years. I said, well, didn't you say something about 41? And then, and you didn't you also say that Ohio Bell paid your tuition?
Yes, they paid for the tuition. And when I went back downtown, they paid for the parking. And so then I worked second shift downtown. And then I worked in juvenile court and I would go to court in the morning. So I kind of like had two jobs going. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. This is Pat Lanzy here, folks. And then you went to law school. You
Right. I
graduated.
was going to law school and I was working. Right. Mhm.
Yes, yes. So we can go back to our pictures. We have we have this celebration of you finishing law school. So tell us about this.
Right. Well, the picture to the left was my daughter and my sister and my mom and I, and that was some friends gave me a party when I passed the bar.
Mm.
And on the other picture was friends from law school, and we were at a balsa convention, and one of them now is Judge.
Tell
She's
us, tell
Judge
us,
Turner.
tell us what balsa is.
The Black Law School, Black EL, Black Law Student Association. Right.
Now, had you thought just in your career that you would go to law school? Was this a vision that
Never,
you had when you were a young person?
never
Okay.
thought about it.
So what made-
My brother was a lawyer. So once I graduated from Hiram, I said, well, you know what they paying for? I might as well go. He says, why don't you try law school? I said, huh? I could never get in law school. You must be kidding. He said, well, just try. I said, okay, I'll try, but I never thought I would make it. Never.
Oh well, here we are. Here we are
Yeah.
celebrating passing the bar, finishing up with, in law school, and here we are. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So you've done so much more. I think we have pictures of your involvement in church as well.
Mhm.
Yes. And so here are some other familiar faces in your pictures here.
Right.
So you have, is this your oh no, is this your pastor?
I don't see the picture, but yes,
Oh, I see
we got
it.
a picture of my pastor in here. I don't
Oh,
see it, John. I don't see it.
okay. I don't know why we do. Does everybody else see the picture?
No, I don't see it either.
Oh, okay.
No. Nope.
John.
There it is. Anyway, no, it ain't.
Hi, John. Here we are.
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay.
That
Better?
was
Okay.
yes. That was
It's
my
good.
pastor at Shaker Heights Community. They were a young couple,
Mhm.
graduated from Yale, but they moved to Columbus.
Mm.
And the picture to the right was just church members, Clara Drake, Camille Drake, and that's Shelly, my daughter, and another member at
Yeah.
Shaker Heights.
Yes, yes. This is almost like a reunion because as you show your pictures, they're familiar faces. And we talked about how I know Camille and Iris Anderson
Mhm.
is online too. So everybody knows each other. Everybody
Yes.
knows each other. All right, so everybody can see the slides now. You have more pictures from where? John, do we have more from church? Oh no.
Oh,
This
these are
is what I was saying.
my
We're going
Christmas
to come back
pictures.
to Christmas. Okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
think we like Christmas. Oh,
Yeah. So I had just a little get together for Christmas, and those are just some friends. That's me dressed as Mrs. Claus, and and that's a fake Santa. He looks real, but it's a fake Santa.
he's pretty big.
Yeah.
Big. Is this your friend who lives down the street from you? The bottom picture?
No, I thought Elise was in that picture, but no, that's not. That's my sister, and I thought it was Elise. Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, tell us about this life-size Santa Claus you have here.
Santa,
I
he
mean, who
see
does he belong to?
I bought him. He
Oh,
sings and everything. My great my little adopted grandson says, I hate that Santa. He just does not like, and the kid and my little nephew from Atlanta came over. He was afraid of him because he turns and sings and
oh,
goes ho 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 and yeah.
I would think a little person might be a little bit afraid of that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know all of that. We should have had a live version of him. We should have had a live version of him. Oh, your Christmas, you really like Christmas.
Mhm.
So that's nice. Do you decorate? I mean, do
I
you
do
decorate? You see lights?
outside.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I try to do a little every holiday outside. Like now, I got stuff up for Memorial Day, like the red, white,
Mhm.
and then Easter. I put stuff out,
Oh,
like the lights, and I put the Easter bunny and stuff out. I try to do a little something every holiday.
okay. That is so nice. I mean, and I'm sure everybody and young people really appreciate that. I'm sure young people do. So then we have more pictures of friends, just friends,
Right.
friends. You have many, many, many friends, many friends you've known for many, many years.
There's Kim, she's on the line, and I think Elise is on the line, and they celebrate birthdays up at
Mhm.
Rudy's. And so
Oh,
I think
okay.
that must have been Elise's birthday. Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
So is that an annual for
Right.
everybody?
Right. Well, everybody goes up there for their birthday, right?
Okay.
Kim, you can jump in. Is that right? You could chat something, Kim.
Yes, yes, yes. But I mean, this just is a, representation of how lasting your friendships are and how you stay in contact with your friends, now and travel with your friends and the whole 9 yards. So
Right.
that's wonderful. That's
And,
wonderful.
and Pam knows Kim too, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
right. It's like an inner circle. It is.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
It's very special. I mean,
Mhm.
it's really very special, because it's so good for us to be able to have our circle, various circles. But there's
Right.
nothing like having friends you've known for a long time.
Time. And
You
they
know,
say as you grow older, connections and friendships are important.
oh
Right.
goodness.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We should.
Socialization. Okay, now I'm in another birthday group for about 25 years, maybe longer. We all went to school together. Some of
Wow.
us went to junior high, elementary, and some went to high school, but we've been doing that for maybe a little over 25 years.
Oh goodness. Wonderful. That is
Mhm.
wonderful. So tell us who's in some of these pictures.
Well, Camille, I know you see Camille. You all know
Here's
Camille.
Camille. Okay,
And,
okay, I can
and-
tell you who Camille. Camille is the blonde.
right, yes. And
Uh-huh.
then Rochelle lives on the corner of she lives a couple of houses from you, Donna.
Yeah, yeah.
She's in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you would know the rest of them because they all went to Kennedy. They didn't go to Adams. But some
Okay.
of them went to Hamilton, I think. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. That was
yeah.
another meeting place because you came out a couple of years after, but if we were in the building at the same time,
Right,
that's what happened when there were 3 years of students, particularly in Hamilton. Now,
right.
Kennedy kind of messed up stuff. Well, we all met at Hamilton. If you were at the school within that 3 years, 2 years behind us and 2 years ahead of us, you knew people. You
Yes,
knew,
because I was explaining to someone, you knew your sisters and your brother's
yeah,
friends. Because
yeah,
I have a friend and she said something about my brother. I said, well, I knew all his friends. She said, well, how did you know his friends? But I couldn't explain to her because she didn't live through that we
yeah,
all knew, like you said, our siblings, friends, and the ones ahead of you and the one below you, we all interconnected some kind of way.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was more unusual for you not to know that your friends had siblings. And
right,
I
right,
mean, even to this day, it's a surprise if you meet somebody who you were in school with and you didn't know their siblings as well, regardless how much
right.
you were.
Yeah.
It was just special. And I'm sure it happens. And I'm sure for your daughter as well, when you go, because Shelley, you went to, well, you went all the way through the school district. You
I
went all,
did.
yes.
Yeah.
So you have friends from, who are familiar. And then because for us, our elementary schools, but you went to Onaway, right?
I went to Lomond and Onaway.
Okay. Okay.
Right,
Then in
Onaway.
Woodbury.
Woodbury. And I hate that I missed Friday. They did a
Yeah.
walkthrough and I hate that I missed that. I wanted to go. That was
Yes.
memories of Woodbury before they do the renovation.
Hmm. So there
Oh,
are
okay.
many people who we talked to who went to Woodbury as a junior high,
Right,
not these young people, whether it's in elementary school, but
right.
just beautiful friends. Other pictures. Where are we going, John? Thank you, Shelley.
Okay, that was at my 50th. We were just talking about class reunions.
Oh,
That was
yes.
my 50th class reunion. And that's another classroom, Joe. We all used to hang together. in high school, and Kathy, we went to Rickoff together, and we're still really close friends. Like fourth grade. I think she came in the fourth grade.
Okay, okay.
So we talk just about every day.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Best friends. And
yeah,
you have another picture of friends, you and your friend.
right, right. That's the same group. We
Uh-huh.
get together at least once a year. We all went to school together.
Mhm.
Um, and their
Mhm.
wives and husbands let them out because Kathy calls it just us.
They're
Just
not invited.
He says just us.
That's
And so,
interesting.
and
I
so
mean,
their spouses understand.
yes, yes. I mean, this is a story just unto itself, really just about how you have connected and remained connected. It's kind of like a Cleveland story. We may be doing something with that. I mean, there could be a Shaker story as well. So I know that you have really traveled. You've traveled far and wide. We already talked about how you've gone to places in the United States, and we'll start off with this because people will know exactly where you are in this photo. So just
That's
tell
my
us.
family again. My sister-in-law from Atlanta and her
Mhm.
sons. They're all grown now from Atlanta, and the oldest one's son. So that's my sister-in-law's grandson, and my sister and Shelly. And we went to the African American Museum in DC. So we took that picture in front of the White House.
Did you manage to get through it in a day? Did you go just
No,
one?
no,
Right,
no.
right. So if anybody here has not been to the museum, it's an experience. It's
That was my second time. That was their first time. I took my adopted grandson,
Mhm.
and he kind of got fascinated with the ship that showed where the slaves jumped off the ship,
Mhm.
and the
Mhm.
Michael Jackson, and we didn't do much that day at all because he just
Mhm.
got fascinated on certain points. So that was my second time going to the museum.
Nice. Yes, everyone. I mean, it's just what we have to, give to ourselves to go to
Mhm.
the museum. It's amazing. It's really amazing. And so we have more travel pictures here.
So that's the story. She lived on Nicholas.
Mhm.
And Shelly, remember you said I didn't go out that much and you wanted me to go out, and Dreamer, you were friends with her daughter, Imani, and Dreamer went out and Dreamer dated and Dreamer did this. And so you and Imani got together so we could meet. And so we did become friends, and they were small. You must have been, so Dreamer and I must have been friends now for about what, 30 years? Because
It
yeah,
might be.
longer than that. Yeah, longer than that. And so that was on a cruise. We were on a cruise together. We did an African American cruise out of
Um,
San Francisco called Fantastic. No, wait, what is it called? I forgot what it's called, but that was our first cruise, and it was really, really a lot of fun. Yeah,
nice.
so we went on that one. Yeah, but my daughter kind of got us together. She lived
Right.
two houses down on Nicholas, right?
Because we're
Well,
single moms, and we thought you two had some things in common, so we hooked you two up.
travel friend, your travel buddy.
Uh-huh. And so that was another cruise we went on, and in
Yeah, I remember.
Alaska. That was our Alaska cruise. And that was on my bucket list. I used to ride horses all the time, and I
Hmm.
hadn't been on a horse in years. And I thought I could just jump on a horse like I did when I was younger. Then it wasn't quite the same. I got
Hmm.
motion sickness. It's like, this isn't the same. It was, but it
About
was
that.
on my bucket
I don't
list
think we talked about that. You said you used to ride horses all the time.
all the time.
Okay, where?
Well, we had a friend that had horses out in Rome, Ohio.
Hmm.
And Shelly was small. We would go out there after work on the weekends and just ride.
Oh, isn't that something?
Hmm. You remember
Wow.
Shell? You remember Shelly? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember. Hmm.
Mhm.
that's something to go back to. You said it's not the same.
It was
It's
not the same.
but you're up there. Look at that sky behind you. This is just beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful. That was a beautiful trip. We saw
Hmm.
the whales and the snow-capped mountains, and it was a really nice trip.
This is one of your many trips here. This is a U.S. trip. Okay, so you've gone other places. All right.
That
There
was
were
in
United
New
States here.
Orleans.
Hmm.
Yeah.
New Orleans. Here we are.
Uh-huh.
And our next trip was where?
Let's see.
All right.
Yeah, that was with Dreama, and that was a girl, and that's her daughter.
Mhm.
Oh, Dreama's not in there. That's Dreama's daughter and another friend that travels with us a lot,
Mm.
Joanne, and that was in Italy. Yeah,
Mhm. And when were you there?
that must have been about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
For the pandemic.
right. It was before the pandemic, right?
I think that pose with you pushing the Leaning Tower is it's kind of a
Yeah.
classic. See if you did any, did it make any difference? The- yeah. That's one of your travel abroad
Yes,
adventures, and I
we
think
did
you
a
have.
Mediterranean
Oh,
cruise. So we
okay.
went to Italy, southern part of France,
Hmm.
and we left from Spain. Can't think of a city right now, but from
Wow.
Spain. It'll
When
come
was
to me.
when was the last cruise you went on?
Probably with Joanne. I think we went on a um the cruise. What did you call it? Um, Soul Train cruise. The Soul
Oh,
Train
oh,
cruise.
nice, nice, nice. Did you dance?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did. All that good music. All that good music. So we're going to come back at this point to the picture I thought was earlier and tell us where you are here.
Well, that's where my grandson went to school in the Netherlands. So,
Mhm.
and the one to the right, we're in Amsterdam.
Mhm.
And no, the one to the left, we're in Amsterdam. The one to the right, we're in this little town called Wajik. And
Mm.
you leave from Amsterdam, you catch a train, a bus, a train, then a bus to get to Wajik. It's a little small town in the Netherlands.
Mm. Nice. And your
And in
grandson,
Amsterdam, we rode all over on bikes. And my grandson kept looking back saying, "You okay, Grandma?" I go, "Yeah, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, yeah, I'm okay."
good for
But I
you,
did it.
Pat.
I did it.
You, good for you. So is he back in the States? I think you said
Yeah,
he's in
he's
in
in
California.
LA. He lives in
Okay.
LA. Mhm.
Got in LA. So we're going to see a few more travel, back here, cruises that you've been on.
I think that one I went to the a Disney cruise
Uh-huh.
with Isaiah, and he enjoyed it so much. And
Mm.
because he enjoyed it, I enjoyed it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
look
Got to
cruise.
see Mickey, and that we went on this cruise during Halloween. So they had a Halloween party on the cruise. He went as Michael Jackson, and I went as Dorothy. And all the girls on the cruise were saying, "We love you, Michael. We love you, Michael." And he goes, "I like this costume."
Okay, 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 all that attention. That's
Yeah.
nice. Oh my goodness. These pictures just let us all know how much you enjoy your grandson, your grandsons, and travel
Yeah.
far and wide.
And that one was we went to Disney World in Florida. Now
Hmm.
that's my grandson and my nephew and my sister.
Hmm.
And that was many years ago.
Yeah, I
I think
see your
Gavin was only about, yeah, 5 then. Yeah.
grandson.
Mhm.
Okay. Now we're going to go to this picture, and we have to let everybody know that, and I'll say this as a resident of Shelton, that I know where you are in this picture, but then after this, we're going to talk about how everybody in our neighborhood recognizes you every once in a while. So tell us about where you are in this picture.
Well, I'm in Arizona. We visited Arizona. And I'm in Sedona
Hmm.
with the Red
Sedona.
Rocks, Sedona, Arizona. And that was Sharon. She was in the Rickoff picture. And Christina, we met in the seventh grade. And here, that's my grandson. He was in California, but he came up to Arizona to meet me. And it was cold in Sedona. Sedona's up north in Arizona.
Mhm.
So the red rocks really
Yeah.
just so pictures them in Arizona, Sedona. Mhm.
Yes, I've been to Sedona before. It's breathtaking. I mean,
Yes,
it doesn't even look real. It doesn't look real. So now we're going to see why Sedona is so important. Okay.
right. Because
Yes.
that's my dog Sedona. I
Mhm.
went to Seattle to buy her. All the neighbors know me from walking the dog. That's how you got me to do this because I was walking the dog, and um, and that's why I named her Sedona because she was the same color to me as the rocks in
Mm.
Sedona, Arizona.
Mhm. She's a
Yeah.
beautiful dog. She's a
Uh,
beautiful dog. So I always thought that you probably had a lot of poodles. I mean, if any of us know Pat, I knew you would. The other poodle was black.
Black, and her name was Mercedes.
Oh,
Right,
okay. Oh,
right.
nice, nice,
Mhm.
nice. You always have a poodle. We're going to,
Well,
that's
this
what
is
I'm,
the last one.
okay. Oh, this is the last one. This is the last
Yeah,
one.
yeah. She's 8. I
Yeah,
think she's 8. Uh-huh.
she's beautiful. So how rare is it to have a poodle this color?
A red poodle. They told me it was rare. Okay, but
Mhm.
I've seen some. But I
Mhm.
got online to look for a red poodle, and I found 3 places: one in Seattle, one in Arkansas, one in California. So I flew to Seattle to pick Sedona up, and I
Mhm.
flew back there. Let me fly back with her on the plane.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I spent like 2 days in Seattle,
How
just
old is
walking.
how old is she now?
She's 8. She's 8 years
Oh,
old.
okay.
Hmm.
All righty. So now we have a couple of beautiful pictures of you. Yeah.
Okay.
And I was
That
asking, I was like, do you play the piano? I mean, you look like you're getting ready.
that was
Okay.
my sister-in-law's piano. We went to Atlanta during the pandemic, and
Hmm.
I was afraid. I said, "Oh," so we all went anyway. My grandson came from California. My nephew came from, I think he was in where did um
You talk
where Shelly, where, huh?
Austin?
Yeah, where was he all the
He was
time?
uh I
South
can't
of,
how
yeah,
many places?
he someplace in South America.
Hmm.
We came
Oh,
from Cleveland. We thought, oh man, somebody's gonna get sick. But none of us got COVID.
mhm.
It was during the height of COVID. We all
Mhm.
flew to Atlanta
I think we have a picture of
Thanksgiving.
you when you all were together there. Is this
Right.
that
That's
trip?
the picture. We
Wow.
were all there together. Yeah. My
Mm,
sister, my nephews, my grandson, and my sister-in-law. So we went there for Thanksgiving.
mm.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. People were really, really trying to be together during that time. During that time. Well, it's nice that it's a memory. It's nice that
Yeah.
we're really here
It
to
was
just
the
talk
height
about.
of it was the height of it too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And more pictures of your family.
Hmm. So, like I said, we do family trips, and that one was in Gatlinburg, Tennessee for Christmas. You see the Christmas tree in the back, and my nephew's from Atlanta, my sister's nephew, my sister's son, my grandson. Shelly didn't make that one. I think she had to work, and my
Mm.
sister-in-law. Mhm.
So,
So
so
yeah.
what your family just says, "Come, Pat, and we'll be there. We're going to gather."
Well,
It's
that one
wonderful.
I did. I rented the
Okay,
house. And I said, well, I got a house. Anybody can make it. Just come.
okay. Oh, that's
So
nice.
we drove. They drove too. We all drove. And we
Okay,
chose Tennessee because it was kind of in the middle, kind of sort of in the middle.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But we did vacations when my parents were
Mhm.
living. We went to Vegas because they like to gamble. So that's why we chose Vegas.
Mhm.
And and my sister-in-law's mother would come along as
Mhm.
well. So we kind
Wonderful.
of combined everybody together. Yeah. Like I
Yes.
said, family and friends are the most
Um,
important thing to me.
oh, of course. Of course.
And that one was when my grandson graduated from Berry. So
Okay.
everybody came to Miami. And that's my sister, my nephews, my sister-in-law, and he has 2 sisters. And so that's all of us in Miami.
So were you the only one who went to the Netherlands when your grandson was there?
Yeah, I was the only one who went there.
Okay.
You know what, Halston, my nephew, he works remotely and
Mhm.
he's the middle, my brother's middle son. Now he travels everywhere. I think he went to there.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think where was he when he came from, but he's been everywhere. He works IT remotely, so that's his thing. He just travels and work from wherever he happens to be.
The world has changed a lot.
Yeah.
Just think about if you were still with Ohio Bell, you could go live in a place outside of the United States and still do what you're doing. I need to tell you, everything is remote, or it can be. A lot of it, anything, related to technology certainly can be. Well, maybe not
Right,
everything, but
right.
I still don't understand why some companies are requiring people to come into offices,
To
I guess,
go back.
paying rent. So
Portugal. I knew it
then,
would come to me. It takes me a while, but it comes to me. Portugal, that's where he was.
oh,
He came
okay.
from Portugal, right.
Oh, wow.
And so he's
Okay.
been to Portugal, England,
Hmm.
um, India. He's been everywhere. He just loves
Travel.
to travel. Mhm.
Wonderful. I think there's a picture we have of your sister.
And we were still in Miami in that picture. I
Mhm.
rented a house. I did the same thing, rented a house. Anybody want, can come. And so we all went to Miami. Mhm.
Nice. And one more picture, I think, of family.
Now that's a recent picture.
Mhm.
The two friends I showed you, Christina and Sharon, that were in Arizona. Sharon, Christina's son has two houses, one in Michigan that they don't stay in. They just bought it because they're not Michigan, Georgia, because they're grandchildren there. So they bought another house so they could go there. So I said, well, nobody's there now. We can go. So we stayed a week in Georgia, and my nephew and my sister-in-law came and picked me up and took me to Atlanta for the baby's soccer game. So that's the whole family there. That was last month.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So we have, let me ask you this. I'm going to ask you, the work that you do, those are the pictures that you have, but you do very interesting work. You're a
Oh,
lawyer. And, tell us a little bit about, the focus of the work that you do.
well, I usually do what's called a guardian ad litem, and a guardian ad litem has to give a report to the court. It means the light of the court, what's in the best interest of the child. So I have abuse, neglect, and dependency cases. The
Mhm.
court, the different judges assign me cases. So it's like I'm independent. And I also do delinquency. And that's when delinquency is cases where children usually do criminal cases. And so it's stressful and it's at times heartbreaking.
Mhm.
Elise is, I don't know if she's still on the line, but I had thought about giving it up. And she said, you need to give that up. It's so stressful. But I really want to get to the kids. And I mean, I
Mhm.
see kids that do robberies and
Mhm.
theft, but some of it is family. It's a lot of it comes from family, and then the neglect and abuse cases where children are in foster care, and I have to give what's in their best interest. Some of
Mhm.
it is school neglect. I have cases where kids haven't been to school in 5, 6 years. They just don't go to school, cases like that. Abuse cases. Had one case, the father beat the child so bad he got 2 years in prison.
Mhm.
Um, One, the mother had mental health. I mean, she beat this little boy. He had scars. He looked like I said to me to remember Roots Kunte when he had all the lashes on his back. I mean,
Mhm.
just to see some of these things. It's a lot of mental health
Mhm.
issues going on these days. Not just the drugs, but the mental health. And the
Mhm.
parents are just not equipped to deal with the children. I mean, some parents have six, 7, 8 kids,
Mhm.
and the fathers aren't involved. I had a little girl. It was three kids, and she was about 5, and she said, all our fathers are in jail. I mean, and just she's only 5 and she's telling me the
Mm,
story. And since then, her mom hasn't gotten her back, and her mother's had another baby, and it's domestic violence. And they were ready to send the kids back, but one of the kids' fathers came and jumped on her with a knife, and so now it's
yeah.
just one sad situation
Mhm.
after another. Yeah.
And they need you
Sometimes
there.
they get it together, and when they get it together, you be so happy. I remember
Mhm.
one mom, she just hugged me and she said,
Oh,
thank you. Because sometimes I go in and I said, you know what? I'm gonna talk to you. I'm old enough to be your mother. I'm old enough to be your grandmother. And I just maybe just talk to them on a for real basis, sometimes if I feel that they can receive that
mhm.
talk to. Some of them just they don't want to. Um, I could tell you this. It was one case. Well, no, I better not, because some of this is confidential. Okay, but anyway, one case I had, it was just recently on the news, right? So,
Mhm. Mhm. Well, they need you there. I'm sure
uh,
you had other choices. I mean, you have a law degree and you could have chosen to practice law in some other way, but you had a heart to be there.
yeah. But
Heart to be
sometimes I come home, you can ask Shelly, it just bothers me. It just
Mhm.
to see kids um, just go through this. Yeah,
And you're also subbing.
sometimes.
Do
Mhm.
that? Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, we're gonna be with those young people. The young people. Yeah,
They teach me a lot of stuff too.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. Sometimes it's a whole different, and so much texting going on. My grandson gave me an acronym the other day. I was like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, yeah.
He told me, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. We stay in touch with these young people, that's for sure.
Right,
Because we can't disconnect because we then will come up with things that aren't necessarily, healthy about really taking care of each other.
right.
So anybody want to ask questions, chime in, say a little bit more about knowing Pat or any questions that you might have? This is just wonderful.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi. Hi,
Hi.
Pat. It's Iris. I just wanted to say hi. Hi,
Hi.
Donna. Hi, everybody on the line. It's so good to see you. You know, it's one of those things we see each other in passing and we
Yeah,
wave. We're
right.
always promising to get together.
Oh, Iris, we've been promising for what, like 20 years now.
20 years. 20 years. But you know what? I just wanted to say I am so proud of you. I know a little bit about what you do in the court system, and that is a difficult job.
Mhm.
Um, I had an opportunity to work in that, and I guess I was chosen to do something else, but I didn't end up doing it. And I'm kind of thankful I didn't, you know, and you just, that's a blessed person who has the ability to reach out like you do and embrace those people, those children. And I remember your adopted grandson, you call him, seeing you
Yeah,
at
I
Thornton
did.
Park.
Yeah.
I mean, you deal with him as if he's really your blood, your flesh and blood. So,
I love that baby. Yeah.
I know you do. It's real clear that you do. So you're in the right place. It's what you're supposed to be doing for now anyway.
Right.
But I understand how difficult it is. But again, I'm so happy to be able to talk to you today.
I'm happy to talk to you. Tell your sister I said hi. She went to school with us too, right?
I know. I sure
Yeah.
will. I sure will. Okay.
And I want to just take a second to read this message from Quintilla. I enjoyed your stories of school and travel. It's beautiful to hear how your family and friends get together despite your distance from each other. Thank you for the difficult job you do.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
anybody else want to chime in? Okay, so Pam Holland Watts is on with us today. So tell us how, besides Hamilton and, So when did I run into you? Well, Pam, you were at one of our Moreland meetings, and I said, yeah, I'm going to interview Pat Lanzy. So then how are you all connected besides Hamilton Junior High School?
No, we didn't know each other from school. We met from
Okay.
exercise class at community college. They had a exercise class with two instructors that were married. Pilates, and what else did we do? The strength class with Zach, and we
Good.
became
There.
friends. Yeah, from community college. That's how we became friends, right? Pilates from exercise.
You're giving us inspiration here.
Go ahead, Pam. Tell about the class.
Well, that class went on for several years.
Yes.
And of course, like you had mentioned, the pandemic came along and that kind of dispersed us. But last summer, I had this bright idea to get our class together because Tri-C had eliminated the 60+ program
Mhm.
because we all were there we qualified on age, and the location was great because we went up right to Eastern Campus.
And it was free.
Bottom line, it was free, and it was early evening. It was like 5:30, so some people were still working, so they could come after. Like Kathy Coleman, I'm not sure if Kathy was one of the Kathys you talked
Yeah.
about.
And yes, she was. And Brenda was still working.
Okay, Brenda worked at the college.
Right, she did.
Yeah, I see her at line dancing now. But,
Okay.
so we were together for a number of years. But like I said, COVID came, everything dispersed. But last year I just had this desire to get us together. And I had email addresses for a good many of my classmates. So I emailed them and said, we're just going to have a potluck at my house. We
Yeah.
weren't going to be bothered with renting a place and all of that, what goes into renting a venue. So my house was, and backyard and front yard became
Yeah.
a venue, and it was potluck. People brought their favorite dish, and I told them to bring their Pilates mat or exercise mat because we were going to have a workout session, so to speak. So everybody brought mats, and we went out on the front yard. And Mary, our instructor, was part of our gathering, and she led us in a mini class.
Right, right.
So that was a lot of fun. I got the impression that my classmates liked the idea, and they said, "You gonna do that again next year?" I go, "I don't know." Because a lot of it is dependent upon the weather, because it's Cleveland, and you can't trust summer weather every day.
Right.
But I decided I'm doing it again. We're gonna do it into June.
Okay.
The information went out just yesterday, today. It's just the camaraderie. We just had a good group of
It was a great
ladies.
it was a great group.
We had two guys. Zach was our instructor for the strength class, and then
Haley,
what was
Hallie's
it?
brother, Carlton. Carlton was in here.
And
Hazel's husband.
yeah, Hazel's husband came, and then another, what's his name? Was it Roger?
I don't remember him.
They live right up the street on Scottsdale. So
Okay.
we did have a guy in the class, two guys in the class on occasion. So
Right.
they were loving it because they had all these women around them, But it was a good class. We stayed together. We
For
laughed.
years.
Yeah.
That's
We
something.
were dedicated. We
Right.
were committed. So we
Yeah.
had that camaraderie, and
Right.
just like to keep it together as long as we can, while we can.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody has, issues, health issues pop up, but it was a good time last time at the potluck at the house. And
That was so gracious of you. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to everybody, those that can make it, to come again the end of June.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
going to have your Pilates mats in your class on the front lawn again?
That's my plan.
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
plan, yeah. We gotta keep moving. We gotta keep exercising and staying busy,
Right.
keeping the mind as sharp as we can, keeping the body as sharp as we can. And, I often say, none of us are 12 years old anymore, you know,
And
and
we can remember those years.
hopefully.
Yeah, right. Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Great.
But yeah, that's how I met Pat. She was one of our classmates, and we were all just friends, we all
Right.
just kind of clicked. Kim is still online. She was in the class, and there might be others in the class on the Zoom. I don't know. I can't see, but a
Yeah.
couple faces.
Okay.
Those are Donna's and yours, Pat. I don't know who else is out there,
Oh, okay. Okay.
but yeah, good
Yeah.
times. Good
Yeah.
times.
Right.
More to come. More to come.
Yeah.
Anybody else make a comment or a chat? I see someone Sharon here. Is that Sharon Curry or is that another friend Sharon? Okay. She's going off and on mute.
Okay.
Oh, okay, Sam, I see that you're unmuted here.
This is Pat. This is Earlene. I,
Early.
I don't I don't remember Pat. I was much older, and I was just checking with Sam. He was a little bit younger, and so were his sisters. However, you have a very interesting story. We have enjoyed it tremendously. I want to continuously applaud Donna and John, because each time we're thinking who is going to be the next recipient of these special awards, and she always comes up with someone else. So we it keeps our neighborhood. I'm proud to be a neighbor and to have lived in. We've lived in on this same street, Pennington, for more than 50 years.
Wow.
And
Wow.
yes, we have been. We've been kind of busy, but we've this is home,
Yeah.
and it makes us proud to say that we live in Shaker, and we live in a neighborhood that is continuously being there's the recipients of so many interesting people. It's wonderful. Thanks again to you, Donna and John, for all that you do to make this possible.
Yeah.
Glad we'll know more of the backstory next time we see you, Pat. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And for anybody who might not know, Mrs. Hooper was our first guest in July of 2020.
Okay. Okay.
July of 2020. Yes, this was wonderful, Pat. This was
Thank
wonderful.
you. And I know my neighbors didn't get on. I have wonderful neighbors, but I want to give a shout out to
Yes.
Ashley Hughes. She is a young lady that just finished medical school. And so she's Dr. Hughes now. That's my next door neighbor.
Okay.
And she had a long struggle, accidents while she was in school. She has an illness, but she made it. Yes.
Wow.
She had a lot of faith.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, you have probably broken the ice on Nicholas. I think there the times that we've, said, okay, well, we need to get somebody on Nicholas because, I know that many of you have been there, for a long
Right.
time, know each other. And, it's special to be on a street that's, so small and for so many residents to have been there for so long. So, you're going to introduce me to some of your neighbors.
I will. I
You're
will.
going to do that for sure. But for anybody who's online who I have not interviewed, please feel free to give me a call or send me an email. A call is probably a lot quicker. I do get my emails, but I can't promise that I read them every day. All righty. So, if you'd like to be a guest on Witness to History, everyone's welcomed. And so just be in touch with me. And I would like to thank everyone for being here this evening. This has been a wonderful way to spend this beautiful Sunday evening with you, Pat. Thank you so much, Sam.
Pat know Lydia and Rosalind on Nicholas?
Yes, they're my neighbors to the
Okay.
yes, they're my neighbors to the left.
Yeah,
And
long time friends with the whole family. Yeah.
yeah, yes. I thought Lydia would be on today. She said she was going to get on. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I've asked Lydia a few times to be on Witness to History.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. I mean, she was one of the first people, even when my children were in elementary school, that we met.
Mhm.
Their father, Reverend Crowder, was in our wedding.
Oh, okay.
Wow. What a small world. Isn't that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. And I see
Yeah,
Mrs. Edwards with us this evening too.
So I want to thank you, Donna and John, again for what
Did I
you
hear
do. That's
I'm sorry, did I hear somebody's voice?
Yes, this is Sharon. I'm trying to say something and I keep
Okay.
going in and out. I
Okay,
just
go
want
on,
to
Sharon.
say hi to Pat and Shelly. This is your old neighbor slash tenant, Sharon Curry. And that was such a lovely interview and I enjoyed it very much.
Well,
I
did you
did
hear me mention your name, Sharon?
No, I didn't get on until about 6:30. You mentioned me.
I
Oh,
sure did. I mentioned that I have a fish pond, but it was your idea. How you started the fish pond and started the flowers in the backyard. I mentioned you.
wonderful. I
Yeah.
wasn't here for that part. Christopher, he came by and he helped me make a connection because nothing was working. I couldn't get it on. So I missed most of it, but I did want the day to end and us say goodbye without letting you know. I watched it, I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the years that we spent together. And you did
Yeah.
an awesome interview.
Thank you. But yeah, I did mention because that fish pond was your idea. Yeah.
And did you keep it going?
I did.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
something. Okay.
I remember the tomatoes that we grew in the garden in the back, and they would go through the fence, and over the fence was bus transportation, and they would
Right.
pick tomatoes. Yeah. Home days. Yeah.
That's and I see Mrs. Elder is on the line as well, and she is right on the corner of Shelton and
Yes.
Nicholas.
And remember, I said how wonderful my neighbors are. She's
Yes,
one of the wonderful neighbors. I hope you heard that, Miss Elders.
yes, we've had Mrs. Elder on Witness to History, for
Mhm.
sure. Well,
Yeah.
thank you again, Pat. Thank you so much.
And thank you guys. And thank
Oh,
you for inviting me. It's been my
absolutely.
pleasure.
So, like I said, this will be posted, our interview will be posted on the library's website. So, if anybody was not able to join us this evening, but even to our YouTube audience this evening, but we do know that it'll be posted on the library website. So, if there are people who who are not able to see this evening's interview, they can join us a little bit later. They can see it a little.
Okay.
Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for
Bye,
joining us
everybody.
this
Thank
evening.
you again.
Wonderful. Thank you, Pat.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.